that God answers all prayers?
Yes. Sometimes the answer is no.
I think of hesitation
But it's very clear that those institutions are now having less influence on what happens in the life of people than they had 50 years ago. The question and to the as you know, the extinct the help to take so my what I feel is that
those
make
those
something that went wrong, and with this I want to end and to be able to do that my
anyway
what I
have to make that
and saying
what you call it throwing a lot of
decided to turn my attention into different channels. Strangely, the strongest argument in favor of doing so came from the people who'd spoken in tongues. One day I was talking with Dr. Howard Irvin, a Baptist minister in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey, and a strong believer in the value of tongues, about my ability and attempt to language. I think the mistake is to divorce tongues from the essential whole of which they're a part. Let architecture one day, exquisite little Gothic chapel, but that little church happened to have at its entrance lines of the building upward as a Gothic architecture makes door. It was so flamboyant it kept me from seeing the tongues of the men and the angels in a poetic sense, but seen in the context of the chapters before and after tongues in a specific sense, and of angel tongues as one variety among us. Here in this room we speak only a tiny fraction of the odds against our recognize it are enormous. That's what I hope from your job. You look around and the door isn't even red on the inside. It's there, it's to be used, but it's taken its proper place outside your attention. You're not going to be able to see anything else. Once you go through, however, you're surrounded by the thousand wonders of light and the tongues of men and angels in a poetic sense. But there's no doubt in my mind now that he was speaking of the net results of the experiment. Among us here in this room, we only speak a tiny fraction of these. Even if there were real language, the odds against our recognizing it are enormous.
3D picture, you get a spaceport. It's like stepping into a rocket ship and zooming into outer space.
Even when the impetus for one experience was clearly traceable to another, the readiness with which the new message was seized upon seemed unusual. It was as if a single pamphlet appearing among the right people at the Rose Small book about our experiences in India. Members of the State Missionary Church Society of Great Britain at Bombay were consulted. He invited friends to pray with the goal in the hope of finding someone who would understand the language. At last someone did. The language he reported was Arabic, and the prayers she was offering were for the safety of the church in India, a country of which, as far as anyone knew, she had never heard. Now other Indian Christians began to experience this phenomenon, speaking unknown languages, and soon a full-fledged revival was underway.
You're in outer space, making a stopover at Space Island for refueling.
Scientific question. was very old when we got out of the taxi at the corner of 62nd Street and 3rd Avenue. The airways anticipated the beast. And in New York's prime heritage until the elevated train on 3rd Avenue came down. Now was in a state of transition, rapidly becoming one of the chic parts of town. The old second-hand furniture stores on the avenue now sold antiques, and the dusty hardware store on the corner had become a brass and cast iron shop. A derelict old man was pushing a baby carriage filled with rags and bottles down the sidewalk. Around him stepped a lady walking three poodles. The poodles wore overcoats. Distance from these people I began to feel was going to be a very simple quality to maintain. She was right. Not many had lawns to worry about, and the one who did not put a cow into graves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the studio's on fire.
Best gig ever. He asked me to play only originals. I said, have you heard my originals? They're terrible. They said, even better.